Now, close your eyes and let yourself drift into another time, a time when the hours moved more slowly, when the glow of a lamp was softer than any screen, and women balanced desire and duty in every graceful gesture. Tonight, I'll take you to an era where love meant waiting, where eroticism was felt in silks and silences, and where every look, every sigh, held meaning. Picture yourself, moving like a woman from centuries ago, wrapped in a linen nightgown, watching the last light fade from a stone-framed window. Your fingers wrap around a porcelain cup, steam rising to kiss your cheeks, and your thoughts are quietly filled with someone who may never arrive. This is a gentle journey, and now it begins. Once upon a time, light came not from switches but from lamps, and women rose not with alarms but with the whisper of the sun on the rooftops. Imagine yourself in a small European town in the early 1800s. Your home is modest but kept with care. You open a wooden shutter and the scent of morning dew and lavender drifts in. Your bed is still warm. The nightgown clings softly to your skin. Inside it, dreams still linger. You sit before the mirror, you gather your hair with a heavy, carved comb. Each stroke is slow, deliberate. The undergarments you slip into, white cotton, embroidered at the edges. Not for show, but for sensation, a hidden elegance, a private kind of sensuality. The day begins. Bread dough is prepared. Water is drawn from the courtyard well. Every action, deliberate, slow, has its own rhythm. Women lived through their hands, kneading not only flour, but their thoughts and feelings. Later, perhaps a quiet visit to a neighbor. Perhaps flowers woven into your braid, or a folded letter tucked away, whispering with the name of someone you dare not speak aloud. Daily life was quiet, but carried a subtle eroticism. The brush of a skirt hem against your ankle, the slow bend of your back as you stoke the fire. An invitation unspoken, but always felt. And as the sun begins to set, tiredness settles in. But a flicker remains. Maybe someone held your gaze just a second too long. Maybe a passing touch lingered just a little more than it should have. Maybe a word twisted itself around the air and refused to leave your mind. Women have always been strong, but it was a strength that whispered, not one that shouted. It lived in silence, in the soft clink of a spoon, the slow lift of an eye, the tender push of a door. Now, imagine yourself, kneeling before the fireplace, the warm glow brushing your face. Your nightgown has slipped slightly down your shoulder, and you wonder not about tomorrow's chores, but about those eyes, those unspoken thoughts. The feeling beneath the quiet, this is the beauty of a woman's daily life. This is the love, the longing, the quiet desire that lingers even in silence.
Now, close your eyes again and follow the faint trail of violin music, soft and haunting, echoing through the candlelit corridors of a grand French salon. It's the year 1695, and Paris glows with powdered faces, lace fans, and secrets whispered behind velvet drapes. And among them, a woman walks not like the others, but with a stride that melts hesitation into desire. Her name is Julie Daub, but they called her Le Maupin. Imagine her, tall, graceful, wrapped in deep green silk, a sword hanging from her hip, a grin playing at the corner of her lips. She sings with the voice of a siren in the Paris opera, and duels with the fire of a soldier at night. She was born not into nobility, but into fire. Her father trained the king's page's boys, taught to fight, to ride, to survive. Julie was one of them. And yet, even as she sparred with blades, she laced her corset like a queen, and smiled with the mystery of a woman who knew too much. Her story begins with a man, doesn't it always? But quickly, it turns into something more. Julie falls in love with another woman, a noble's daughter, and when that love is forbidden, the girl is sent away to a convent. But Julie, she follows her, dressed as a novice, whispering through lattice windows, brushing fingertips by candlelight. And when she can bear the silence no longer, Julie sets fire to the room of a dead nun, and escapes with her beloved into the dark, horses galloping like thunder beneath the stars. They would be found, they would be separated, but not before the night carried their scent, their laughter, and the warmth of their defiance. She sang in opera houses. She wore men's clothing, kissed women openly, and dueled those who challenged her honor, always with grace, always with fire. But she was more than scandal. She was softness wrapped in flame. She could silence a room with a note, then pierce a man's pride with a single glance. And even in her rebellion, there was romance. She wrote letters with ink-stained fingers, slept beneath linen sheets that still smelled of lavender and steel, and lived as though love was something to chase, not something to wait for. Imagine her, after the stage, removing her earrings before the mirror, her back bare, marked by sword scars and soft kisses, her lips still carrying the breath of an aria. She looks at her reflection not with pride, but with peace. Julie lived quickly, loved fiercely, and when her final curtain fell, she slipped quietly from the world. A whisper, not a bang, but long after, her name remains. In music, in memory, and in women who choose not to bow. So now, as your breath slows, and the rhythm of her footsteps fade into dreams, remember Julie Daubeny, a woman who lived by her own rules, a woman who loved without apology, a woman whose fire could not be touched, only felt. Sleep now, carrying a piece of her wildness with you.
Now, let your mind drift softly like a feather, floating back across time and space to a place where stone and shadow tell secret stories. Imagine yourself walking slowly through an ancient temple, its walls worn smooth by centuries of sun and rain. The air is cool, touched with the faint scent of incense, myrrh, cedar, and something sweet, like honey dripping from wildflowers. Carved into the stone are figures, women, goddesses, and spirits, their curves and lines flowing with a quiet celebration of the body. Look closer. The carvings are not simply art. They are prayers, wishes, dreams captured in stone, symbols of love, desire, and life's eternal dance. One statue shows a woman seated gracefully, her hands resting on her lap, fingers intertwined. Yet the folds of her garment hint at the softness beneath. The sculptor captured not only her form, but the gentle power of her presence. Nearby, a relief depicts two figures entwined, their bodies curved like flowing water, their faces serene as if sharing a sacred secret. The embrace is tender, a slow, whispered promise held forever in stone. In the temples of ancient Greece, love was sacred. A goddess like Aphrodite was not just beauty, but the very pulse of desire itself. She was both gentle caress and fierce flame. Her statues were more than decoration. They were guides for those seeking connection, passion, and understanding. Imagine running your fingers lightly over these carvings, feeling the cool stone beneath your touch, the smooth curves shaped by hands long gone. Each line tells a story of longing, of connection, of the soft, steady heat that lives within the heart of all women. Far away in the temples of India, the ancient art of Kama Sutra taught that love is both art and meditation, a sacred act that joins body and spirit. The sculptures there capture moments of delicate passion, faces filled with calm joy, hands exploring softly, breath held gently between whispers. Even in the quiet villages of Mesopotamia, where clay tablets record the oldest stories, there are poems of love and yearning, words that speak of lovers' meetings beneath moonlight, of the sacred fire burning in every human chest. Now, Imagine the past merging with the present. Feel the connection that stretches across centuries. The same desire, the same tender strength, the eternal rhythm of hearts seeking one another. And as you breathe deeply, let these ancient whispers settle softly in your mind, a lullaby woven from stone and shadow, from silk and scent, from a love that never fades.